Hello, welcome to the weather update. It is about 9:45, June the 7th, and an incredibly smoky day. One of the most smoky days I've ever seen, ever here in New York. Actually, incredible what's happened here. It's just these wildfires continue to rage, and you see now, if you look up at the corner of your screen here, don't know if you can see, but Ontario now has wildfires as well. So it's all rotating around this low pressure system. So just briefly show you the weather map here, and you see there's that low, high pressure, and that flow from the north and northwest, bringing that smoke down into the whole East Coast, dealing with it. Let's go to the MODIS satellite. This is our MODIS satellite here, and you will see. Look at that thick cloud of smoke. So thick, in fact, that it blocked out the sun completely at times today. And you can see here you go. We got wildfires going in Ontario now. We still got them going in Quebec. You can't see them because of these clouds here, but they're not getting that much rain over there. And look, yep, another wildfire in Ontario. So yeah, we still got the fires going here in British Columbia, Alberta, looks like some in Saskatchewan. Basically, every single Northwest Territories, every single province in Canada is on fire right now. We've never seen anything like this, and I'm wondering if we have wildfires in Siberia too, and it looks like we do as well. So, yeah, so it's just the whole north is on fire. It's absolutely apocalyptic. This will be the climate event that finally wakes people up. Maybe, but probably not. So anyway, you can see that really thick smoke that is moved into our area. It looks like it wasn't in southern New Jersey at that time, but it did. Here's another even better picture of it for you. Look at that. I mean, that is just incredible to see. It really, truly, truly is incredible to see. So we'll show you some of the pictures, what it looked like today outside. And yes, I did walk around in it for a little bit in the pines. And yeah, and the smoke, for some reason, didn't bother me that much. I don't know why. It should, but I mean, all other kinds of smoke bother me. But for whatever reason, it seems like my body is somewhat adapted to it or accustomed to it a little bit, even though I've never. Well, I mean, it's a good thing because we're going to be dealing with it more and more. But I was born in the Pine Barrens. I have a theory behind it. I was born in the Pine Barrens. In the Long Island Pine Barrens. My parents divorced when I was 1, but when they conceived me, it was in the Pine Barrens. They lived in Shirley, which was in the Pine Barrens. I was born at Brookhaven Memorial Hospital, also surrounded by especially at that time in many years ago. It was very rural out there, so it was really the Pine Barrens over there, very piney, and so maybe somehow I've gotten a fire adaptation because of these pines here, because they are also fire adapted. But looking at it, it was quite surreal looking at it. Just really surreal looking here, taking some of these pictures here for you. And I have a video of it as well that will be up in a little bit, but you can see what it looked like. It was pretty crazy. And then later on at Southard's Lake, just surreal looking. Look at that orange. It's just incredible. I mean, it really is something I've never seen in my life. And this was later on at Massapequa Preserve. The sun did wind up coming out again for a little bit in the evening. It was out. Like I said, it was out for a little bit, and then it went away around 3 o'clock, and then it came back around 5 o'clock or so. But it was very red. That's what it looked like just before it went under the clouds around 2:30. But then it came back out again, and this is what it looked like over at around 7 o'clock. And it was really just a dim red disk. In fact, so dim, in fact, you could see sunspots. There they are. There's a sunspot right there, and I think there might be another one. Yep, there's a few more right here. So you can make out the sunspots on the sun. It was really incredible to see. So let's get back to the satellite imagery here and talk about this smoke here. Everybody's talking about it. Air quality alerts in effect. We have a dense smoke advisory also in effect because the visibility has been restricted so much. So the air quality alert continues tomorrow. We have air quality alert through Thursday night. Air quality levels in outdoor air are predicted to be greater than an air quality index of 100 for the pollutant of fine particles. So this is the whole area, New York, New Jersey, everything. New Jersey's also issued it an air quality action day, they call it. So that will be for the entire state of New Jersey. And Governor Phil Murphy actually had a very good statement. In fact, let's just go to his statement, which of course it's hard to. Yeah, let's see, because you'll see he said it in. This is a statement about this. All right, so it says, as the effects, as conditions worse, everyone, make no mistake, from the wildfires in Canada to those popping up with increasing frequency and severity in our own backyard, these extreme weather events are tangible and devastating evidence of the intensifying climate crisis. So he gets it. He knows how bad this climate crisis is. Kathy Hochul made a statement yesterday, and it was an okay statement, but Phil Murphy really got down. That's why I like Phil Murphy. Got down to the bottom and said, this is due to the climate crisis, and it most certainly is. We're stuck in this weather pattern. We're stuck in this omega pattern. They call it an omega pattern. All right? So what it's been is when we go and we look at the jet stream right now, which we'll do right now, you'll see we have a very weird jet stream on our hands here. It's very disorganized. Normally, the jet stream flows from west to east generally, all right? But that's not what you're seeing here. This pattern has been locked in place. Huge ridge in Canada. And then we have troughs on both coasts. So you see a trough here, and then a trough here. That's what we call an omega pattern. And it's been persistent for quite a while now. It started in May, and it's continuing in June. All right, so it's keeping the East Coast cooler than normal. But we have all this heat that's surging way up into Canada, which is not normal. And it's very dry. We didn't get much snow there because we had, again, we were stuck. You see, the patterns just get locked into place. It wasn't like that when I was younger. The patterns would move along. But now, because the jet stream is weaker, it's more wavier due to Arctic amplification, which means that there's less of a difference in temperature between the poles and the equator. The jet stream's weaker, and it's way more wavier and disorganized. This pattern, is there any hope that this thing is going to break down? Going into the longer range here, it looks like it's trying to. But still very disorganized looking jet stream. I've never seen a jet stream this disorganized. It's just incredible. It really and truly is incredible. So if we look at the temperature anomaly chart, which we'll put up here, and it'll kind of show you what we have going on today, you can see the cool weather here, but much of Canada is way above normal. So it's upside down. Much of the states are below normal. Canada is way above normal. And this continues well below normal temperatures in the northeast, continue in the east. And this just continues through the middle of the month. Do we see any shift here at all? It looks like it tries to build in some warmth, but still, look at these anomalies way up in Canada. And look at Greenland, too, by the way. That's not good either. So this is very concerning. Things just get stuck in place, and that's what we have. So let's go to the surface here. And I actually want to look before go any further here. Let's look at some of the reports on the air quality alert. You have air quality AQI 230, 325 in Kew Gardens. These are some of the worst. In fact, air quality in New York is worse than India right now. Mumbai, India, which is known to be one of the worst places for air quality. We have the worst air quality in the country right now. No, not just the country, the world. I should say the world right there. So here's the article. Canadian wildfire smoke live updates. New York City tops list of world's worst air quality rankings. This is a map of the air quality here, and you can see that purple was over Long Island, and there was a gray area that was hazardous, that was in part of New Jersey, and then around it you could see unhealthy. And then as you go into the more extreme northeast, when we look at this satellite here, this low here is bringing in air from the ocean, so the Maine and maybe parts of Vermont are getting cleaner air, as well as Nova Scotia. But for us, we're getting the air right out of Quebec, right out of Canada, which is where all these fires are burning. And that's just crazy. And if we go and we're going to take a look at a couple more satellite loops before I go back to the models here. All right, let's go to the Great Lakes. In fact, let me just go to GLM flash intensity here. Somehow it's taking me over to here. That's fine. We'll do the... I don't see any lightning going on here, which is good. This is only a 12-hour loop, though. Let me make this 60. Let's see if there's any lightning going on here. You can see there's lightning, showers in other areas. But you can see there's no lightning over there. Not much lightning at all. Go to the U.S. East Coast view. So we'll go to the U.S. Atlantic Coast view right here. So you get a little bit of a wider view of all this smoke that's coming down again. So there you go. And see, it's not just it's Pennsylvania, it's New York, it's New Jersey, it's even part of Maryland dealing with this wildfire smoke. I think it's even gotten down to D.C. You have to go all the way down into this tropical air, which is actually way cleaner than the air we're dealing with, even though it's humid. At least it's cleaner. But yeah, you can see all the fires going now. It looks like they're blowing up now in Ontario. So let's go look at the next loop, which will be Great Lakes. Let's do a Great Lakes loop. So yeah, these fires are now blowing up over here. So you got to remember the winds are cranking. Those fires are really going to blow up over there, and it's just look at all that smoke. It's all over the Great Lakes. It's basically when you draw out, it's like in a bowl. It's like, if you go back to the Kona's view, and we look at this here, you'll see it's like in this bowl right here. In this bowl, Great Lakes Northeast, you can see the trough, and there's your low right there, just parked there. And if we didn't have wildfires, we'd be having beautiful weather. We'd have had a nice sunny day with nice blue skies. But because of that, because of the fires, we're not getting that. So, and again, you pull this out, and you can just see this low here, and again, fires burning. Some of them are burning pretty far north too, as well. So, let's get back to the current. Actually, I gotta go over the current conditions too. So you see all the air quality alerts in the east. I mean, they're all over. Even some in the Midwest here. It's just all over the place. We have a red flag warning in effect for the Michigan UP. Air quality alerts pretty much for the entire Northeast, except for extreme northern New York, Maine, and northern New Hampshire, and into New Brunswick here. Of course, this isn't going to show Canada, but look at all these air quality alerts. It's pretty insane. It really is. So let's get to the temperatures now. And see, it's fairly cool out there. It was a very cool day today, cooler than forecast because the smoke was so thick it blocked the sun. Right now, Islip is 55 at 61 at Farmingdale, and the visibility is down to 2.50 miles, and it says right there, smoke. That's what we're dealing with, smoke. All right, Islip down to 1.5 miles in haze smoke. So 55, of course. In the alley, it's a lot warmer than that, believe it or not. It's 67 or 68 in the alley. It's unbelievable how warm it is in there. But that's what it is. And I found myself, even though it was cool, I found myself sweating a lot more today. The smoke definitely has an effect on it. I did have to wear the mask a little bit walking around as well because of the smoke. Just I didn't want to breathe too much of it in. You can see West Hampton's down to 47. I can't believe they're getting radiational cooling right now. And their thing says mist. So let's take a look and see what the day was like at Islip. And you'll take a look at all the visibility measurements here as well in this. And you'll see, look at this, down to 1 mile visibility around 8 o'clock, so we're down to 1.5. This is very low visibility here. It actually dropped to 0.5 in the in the early evening there. 0.5 visibility. That's almost unheard of. So this is all due to smoke. You see, it says haze, smoke, haze, smoke. It shouldn't even say haze. It should just say smoke because that's what it is. If you go to Farmingdale, I think theirs just says smoke. So let's look at theirs. I think it'll just say smoke. Let's see. Yep, it just says smoke. The visibility not quite as bad. It got down to 0.75 a little earlier, around 3, 4 o'clock. That visibility really just dropped. Really, this very, very thick smoke out there. Let's see what it was like in Jersey. As far as, I don't know if Coyle Field is going to take visibility observations. They're not going to take them. They're not going to take them. So maybe Lakehurst would. Find Lakehurst. That's not Lakehurst. There's McGuire Air Force Base. I wanted Lakehurst, though. Can't even find it in here. Is it down or something? I don't see it here. Howell. Yeah, it should be right over around here somewhere. You can see all the air quality alerts popping up. All right, well, we have McGuire, so let's look at that. You'll see their station says smoke. Yep, smoke, haze. Jersey's not hit as hard today. Notice earlier on they had 10-mile visibility. They were a little bit south of that thick smoke. But it rolled in a little more toward the evening. Depending on what part of Jersey you're in, obviously. South is better. You can see that northwest wind there. All right, so let's go over our highs and lows. And just pretty crazy stuff. We can also look at JFK as well. And you can see JFK also saying smoke. So there you go. Haze, smoke. It's just smoke. You know. And the visibility dropped pretty low there as well. It's just insane. So let's go to the highs and lows for the day. So highs. Low 70s is all we could do. Upper 60s generally. Most of the day it wasn't even 70. A little warmer in Jersey. So when you go further south where there was more sun and less smoke. And to the north, you didn't get out of the 60s. Let's go to the lows. Lows generally 41 at West Hampton. Lows around 50. So on a chilly night. Still to run the air conditioner though because of the smoke. Not opening the windows, that's for sure. In mid-40s there. So the smoke somehow doesn't have an effect on the radiational cooling, which is kind of odd. So let's go to the climate for today. And here's the statements from the Weather Service. The wildfire smoke, 15 ways to protect yourself. And obviously, you're going to need to avoid stay indoors, close windows, doors, use air purifiers, wear masks, use a damp cloth if you don't have a mask, check air quality. You know, I should use my air quality meter. I should have done that. You know, I'm going to put that in the window and see what it says. Ventilation, air quality improves. Know the symptoms, obviously, of smoke inhalation. And, you know, if you do feel that way. Because that wasn't really getting to me that much. Stay hydrated. That's another thing. Definitely making you more thirsty. That's another effect you have from it. So, let's go to the climate. Yeah, I should have done that with the little... See what the thing said. The air quality meter. All right, so 71, normal high 75, 4 degrees below normal. That low 49, 9 degrees below normal, 60. So that gives us a mean of 6 degrees below normal at Islip Central Park, 69, 8 degrees below normal on the high, 5 degrees below normal on the low, and so 6 degrees below normal. And look at that, hardly any rain at all, and that seems to be the issue going forward. So let's now go to the models and take a look and see what things are going to do. So that low, just sitting there. It's not going anywhere. Kind of sits over us, brings a little instability. We stay in the northwest flow. Maybe a chance for an isolated shower, thunderstorm. More so on Friday, I think. That chance kind of, dies down. We can see no rain up in Quebec at all. Barely anything. As you go into the week there, you see there. And then our next chance for rain would be with a cold front on Tuesday. And this has a little bit of a better look. At least it's trying to bring some rain into Quebec and maybe bring us more of a westerly flow. And maybe that will help alleviate the smoke at all. But, again, it's showing a tropical system that far out. Who knows? That far out, it's anybody's guess. I'm not going to go that far out. Let's go a week ahead. Let's go 10 days ahead. We'll go 10 days ahead and take a look and see total rainfall. Yeah, not a whole lot here. See that dry patch over us. Maybe we'll get, from those scattered showers and thunderstorms, maybe we could get a half an inch. Some of the interior areas, they're getting more rain in interior New England. They could get maybe 1 to 2 inches. It's showing some rain over on Quebec. Not, again, it's going to be scattered. And, again, it's still a ways off. If I pull this back to just the end of this weekend here, you'll see it looks pretty sparse. So let's go look at the HRRR model. And we'll start with the dew points and wind flow, obviously. And you'll see here that wind flow kind of stays from the north tomorrow. Do have a little more of a sea breeze in the afternoon that might help break up the smoke a little bit. But we're staying dry, northwest winds. Sea breeze comes in a little bit in the afternoon. And you see the same thing on Friday, even more so on Friday, which is why we see that southerly flow setting up. It might help a little bit to alleviate the smoke, but I don't think it's going to be going away anytime soon. Air temperatures tonight will probably be chilly again, upper 40s to low 50s. And then we're going to be around 70 tomorrow. I think this model's overestimating it maybe a little bit because of the lack of sun, obviously, due to all that smoke. Tomorrow night, maybe not as cool, lows in like the mid to upper 50s. And then Friday will be very cool as well. It's indicating maybe some clouds. And we'll look at the radar in a moment because cool temperatures would probably mean cloud cover. So tomorrow, you'll see isolated chance for shower, thunderstorms. Something over the mid-Atlantic gets going. Very isolated. It'll be inland. It's showing something that might form in the evening tomorrow. We'll have to see. It's going to be very scattered. But again, we have to watch maybe some severe potential. I'll look at the Cape. I think it's more widespread on Friday. That we'll see a little more chances for rain in the evening in the form of scattered showers and thunderstorms. And, they could bring us some much-needed rain, hopefully. Hopefully we can get some more over New Jersey. I know we had some on Long Island. Not everybody got hit, but at least it's something. But you see, it's just very scattered activity up in Quebec, so it's not enough to put these fires out, unfortunately. Going forward from there onto the weekend, we will dry out a little bit by the weekend, I think. Let's go to the GFS here, show the dew points and wind flow. But unfortunately, Saturday, northwest winds again, so we could still be dealing with the smoke that far out. And then you can see Sunday, maybe it backs off to the south a little bit. And then we could get into some humidity ahead of a cold front next week that might actually bring up the smoke before the cold front brings it back. But we'll have to see. That's a ways off. And honestly, there's so much to talk about in the near term. I'm not going to really focus too much on that. Air temperatures, again, for Friday, cooler. I think tomorrow will end up being a little warmer, depending on how much sun we get. And then Saturday, it looks like, again, near normal. Saturday will be a little cooler. And then Sunday, we'll have more sun, and it'll be warmer, and then we could get into some heat maybe next week, to the 80s maybe, as we get some tropical air, which will be hot, but at least it won't be as smoky. It's easier for me to deal with the smoke than the heat, believe it or not. So let's go to the skies next. Skies. So here are the skies. Let's just move this along, and obviously this doesn't show the smoke, but you can see not a whole lot of cloud cover out there. Some scattered clouds maybe in the afternoon. We didn't have any clouds today at all. No clouds developed. Friday, showing more clouds, and then for the weekend, we still have pop-up clouds in the afternoon. Again, this isn't going to show the smoke, all right? RGEM, it's kind of stupid to even show this to you because you're not going to see, the sun's going to be heavily filtered by the smoke. So it's showing maybe some cirrus clouds tomorrow, maybe some cumulus clouds, but it's going to be hard to see them with all that smoke around. Here's Friday. It's showing, again, some clouds developing in the afternoon. Then maybe Saturday should be a nicer day. Maybe we can get rid of the smoke by then. I don't know. It's very hard to predict. Speaking of the smoke, let's go to the models next to smoke models wrap. First, we start with the RAP model here, the 0Z run of the vertically integrated smoke. And we'll run the 0Z run, and then we'll look at some of the earlier runs. And you can see, again, maybe to our north there's a little less smoke, but we're still dealing with it tomorrow. I can go to the, I can go look at the, let's go to the, let's use this run. Let's look at the, let me go to an earlier run. I think the 21Z run is the run that goes out a little more. See, because that's only going to show you like a little bit. So, see if we get any relief at all here. No relief tomorrow. Friday, nope, not really. It gets a little bit better by Friday. You can see it's starting to ease a little bit, especially as you get towards Saturday. Maybe. This is the vertically integrated smoke. Now let's go to the near surface smoke, which is the smoke that we are smelling right now. All right, so this is the near surface smoke, and that's going to be with us tomorrow as well, though maybe not. It's still going to be with us. I think maybe might get a little better by the evening, and I think by Friday it'll get better, but it's still going to be around. It just won't be as bad. That's what it looks like according to this model. HRRR smoke next. So it looks like we're having. Let's go to the 0Z because there ain't much run of this. Okay. Vertically integrated smoke on the HRRR. And you can see similar to the RAP. The worst, it should be a little bit better tomorrow, but it's still going to be bad. That's the vertically integrated smoke, and we'll look at the near surface smoke next. Look at that. We were in the purples today. That's crazy. So it looks like it's a little bit better tomorrow. A little bit, but just a smidge. It's just a smidge better. It's still going to be bad. And it's still going to be a day that you don't want to really be outside for too long. Let's lastly go to Event 2 Sky. Look at a couple of things here. Cape mainly for the thunderstorm threat tomorrow. Go to 6-8 tomorrow. And you can see there is a little bit of Cape here. It's a little bit of it, but we'll have to watch. The thunderstorms could be intense if the smoke enhances them. Let's see what we got here. It actually showing some Cape for Friday. Yeah, it's showing some Cape here. So we may have to watch some severe weather, perhaps, on Friday. And let's go to the lifted index. Yeah, it's up there. This is Friday and this is Thursday. We're going to have to watch for the potential of some storms tomorrow. I think we are going to have to watch for that potential. Unbelievably, yes. So hey, we will have to be careful about that, and we'll have to see what forms. It's hard to predict. It really is. I'll look at the radar and just show you currently what's going on. And there isn't really a whole lot here. There's some rain over here in the Toronto area, going up into maybe Montreal. But where the fires are burning farther north, hardly anything is happening. And if we jump back to the Ventoux sky here, another thing we can look at is wind gusts, which I want to look at as well. So tomorrow we see that sea breeze there, all right? See that sea breeze. All right, let's see what it's going on up in the area where the fires are burning. And here's the problem. We still have breezy conditions. All right, we still have breezy conditions, and that is a problem. The winds need to be lighter, and they're not dying down. Friday, same thing again. The winds just continue to persist. Maybe they're a little bit lighter. Saturday, maybe they get a little help by the weekend. The firefighters can hopefully get. We're sending help there, and I tell you, they need all the help they can get at this point, and appreciate everything the firefighters are doing. It's a very hard job what they're doing, and really trying to fight these fires is just you have to. The only thing you can do is really contain them and stop them from spreading and protect structures. To get them out, you need help from Mother Nature, and right now it just doesn't seem like we're going to be getting a whole lot of help. So I think that's going to wrap up this weather update again as we deal with this wildfire smoke crisis, at least for another day. So thank you for watching and have a good night.